and welcome and Happy New Year to all of you. Hopefully all of you can see my smiling face. I've been so excited all day. I was just sharing with somebody, I think today I had so much energy that I was not eating. So I'm just want to wish all of you a Happy New Year, and I'm really excited about the possibilities that 2015 hold for all of us. For some reason, I don't know what it is about this year, I'm just super excited about all the things that we have in store. This is a very special year, and I really feel that whatever it is that you're dreaming about or hoping for, that it's going to manifest this year. I'm claiming it for you. So who's in agreement with me on that one? So tonight's training is about really starting with your why, connecting to your why. And you might be saying, what does that mean? You know, what does that mean when you're starting with your why? Well, several years back, I listened to this talk. I don't know if you've ever heard of TED Talks. And there was a gentleman by the name of Simon Sinek who did a presentation on start with your why, or begin with your why. And it impacted me so much that I listened to it probably more than a dozen times just to glean some of the nuggets that were a part of his presentation, and in hopes too that I would be able to share it. So I'm really excited that I'm able to share this with you. And I thought, what a better way to start the new year than to really talk about what your why is and why it's important. So I want to start with a question that I have for you. Have you ever wondered how we can explain why some people or companies really have success while others tend to look like they do the same thing or follow certain techniques or the so-called right thing to do, but never yield success? I want you to think about that, because I want to take you through a couple different scenarios and just to see why that is different. So let's look at a highly successful company that we all know, Apple. Why do you think Apple is so successful and so innovative? Or why are great leaders like Martin Luther King so just so heartfelt and so important that people followed him? Or innovators like the Wright brothers, what made them unique? Well, there's a commonality and a pattern that all great people and leaders have in common. They think, they act, and they communicate in exactly the same way. I thought that was so fascinating. They act, they think, and they communicate in exactly the same way. And the interesting thing is, that is the exact opposite way that most of us communicate. So would you like to know how that is? Well, Simon Sinek explains it best in his model called the Golden Circle. Now I'm going to try to get this PowerPoint up for you, so hold on here. Screen share. Is it doing it?
Yeah, click share.
It's not doing it there. Please hold while I try to get my screen share to work. No, it's not coming up. Yeah, let me see. I don't think it's coming. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. Basically, and you can let me know, or actually Paul's going to check to see if he can see it on his. So if you can, great. If not, I'm going to kind of explain to you. It's a very, very simple circle. And in the center, it says why. In the second circle, it says how. In the third circle, it says what. Okay, so the what is what we do, what we sell, what we offer. It's our product. The how is your process, and the why is your motivation. So everyone basically knows what they do. Okay, 100% of us know what we do. Some of us know how. We know the process, the techniques, what we need to do to get the results. But very few know the why they do what they do, the purpose, the cause, or the belief. So most of us, I'm going to go back here and go back to the screen. This is the part that I...
So at the top it says present to everyone. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let me go back here. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer.
Where's your PowerPoint? Where's the PowerPoint?
I want my webcam back up. What's that doing? Okay, so I'll just continue as, hold on one second.
Stop if you're not going to.
So stop the screen sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might as well look at you.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Technology, I thought the PowerPoint was going to work, but that's okay. I'd rather just explain it to you. So everyone knows what they do, like I said, and some know the process, but very few know their why. Okay, so most people work from the outside in, since it's clear, you know what your what is, and you tend to be, it's easier than knowing what the why is, because the why can kind of be a little bit fuzzy. So where dynamic leaders and companies work from the inside out, they begin with their why they're doing something. For instance, let's look at Apple again. If they were like everyone else, their marketing strategy or their statement might sound something like this. We make great computers. They're user-friendly, very beautifully designed, and simple to use. You want to buy one, okay? And that's the way most people sell or share or communicate. They start with their what from the outside in. But to do it differently, we need to expect others, or when we say what we do and how we do it differently, we expect others to like really buy in to what we're saying. But this is how Apple actually communicates. Are you ready? They say something like this. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in doing things differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and very user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? So can you see and feel the difference of how that speaking from your why, coming from that place, really makes a difference? It's reversing the order of the information. So I want you to be thinking of how you can reframe some of the things that you're saying when you're making your calls for people, for whether it's for bookings or sharing the opportunity. And I'm going to share with you a statement that I came up with today that kind of aligns with the way the Apple company does theirs as well. So the key principle is this, and this is one of the things I had on the PowerPoint slide. I apologize for that little glitch there. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. I'm going to say that again. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And that's huge. That's a huge, huge statement to really embrace. And it really helps with your communicating and your connecting with people. So that's why it's so important to know your why, your purpose, your cause for doing this business. Again, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. So the goal is not to do business with everyone who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. So I have a great story that I want to share with you that kind of drives this point home, and it's about the Wright brothers. Now, a lot of you are familiar with the Wright brothers, but how many of you have ever heard of Samuel Pierpont Langley? Most of you haven't. I had never heard of him until I watched this clip as well. Well, during the time when powered manned flight was a huge focus, Langley was asked to do some research on developing a flying machine. Well, he had the true recipe for success. The War Department gave him $50,000 to do his research. Now, you figure this was in the early 1900s, so that was really a lot of money. He held a seat at Harvard. He also worked at the Smithsonian, and he was very, very well connected and hired the best minds to help him on this project. And at that time, the market conditions were fantastic. Plus, the New York Times actually followed him around every step of the way. So everything he did was documented. So you might ask yourself, why have I never heard of him? Well, about 100 miles away in a small town in Dayton, Ohio, Orville and Wilbur Wright were also working on a flying machine. However, they had no money. They had no funding. They only had a few dollars from a bicycle shop that they owned. Not a single person on their team had a college education, nor did either of them. And the New York Times were nowhere to be found. They weren't there to follow them around. The difference was Orville and Wilbur Wright were driven by a purpose, by a cause, by a belief that they had. They knew that if they could figure out the way to build a flying machine, that it could change the course of the world forever. Now, Langley was different. He only wanted fame and fortune. He was focused on the results, on the what. The Wright brothers went out every day diligently with 5 sets of parts that they had for flying to try to get the plane to fly. And they did this several times a day before nighttime came. And they were just determined to make it work. Well, on December 17th, 1903, they took flight. No one was there to experience it, and no one documented it. It wasn't until 3 days later that people actually found out it happened. When Langley heard the news, guess what he did? He quit. Why? Because he wasn't driven by a purpose. He wasn't driven by a cause. He was just driven by the fact that he wanted to be the first, and he didn't do it. The Wright brothers, however, had that purpose. They had the cause. They knew their why, and so did their team. Again, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Those who start with their why have the ability to inspire those around them or to find others who inspire them. So I ask you, in looking at your business, what is your why? What is your why? What do you want to accomplish this year? As we're beginning a new year, I encourage you to really dig deep and think about the driving force that is going to keep you doing this business and not quitting, even when the tough times get going and you might have cancellations or you might have disappointments or no's are coming your way. What is that one thing that's going to be the driving force that keeps you going, that's going to make you relentless, that's going to make you unstoppable? So what is your why? Is it maybe to take a family vacation? Maybe it's to some exotic place. If it is a vacation, have you actually mapped it out, cut out some pictures about where you want to go? How much does it cost? Can you see yourself being there? How does it feel? Really get into the experience. Or maybe it's paying off a certain debt that you have, from something that you purchased or an experience that you had, like a wedding or, something that you might have accumulated some expenses. Okay, imagine paying that off. How will that feel? Get into that experience, because guess what? That's your why. And how will you celebrate when you do that? Or maybe some of you have older children and it's tuition. Maybe you have tuition bills coming up that you want to pay for, or a different personal need or a goal that you might have. Whatever it is, know it, share it, and communicate it with others from your heart, from that place, from your why, from your core, and be intentional when you're sharing it. And people will get to know who you are, and they'll be loyal to you because they'll be connected to you. I always love the statement that people follow people. And I think that's so important in the business that we're in, because it is about building relationships. Again, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. So I want to give you an action step for tonight, and it's twofold. Remember Apple's marketing statement. I'm going to read it again. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in being different. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make computers. Want to buy one? Okay, so I want you to think about, what would your marketing statement sound like? Take a few minutes after we're done this call to sit down and really think about that. I put together something that is aligned with Apple's to kind of share with you. And it's aligned with our vision statement that's in the back office with Takara. So this is specific to Takara. Everything we do in Takara, we believe, is to enhance people's lives and to help them express themselves. We provide customers with a targeted range of fine quality products and reliable, convenient, and personalized service. We just happen to be the best direct sales company in the world. Want to know more? So that's the one thing that I want to challenge you to do, is to create some kind of a marketing statement that will help you speak from your why. So when you're connecting with others, that you'll have that purpose. And then the second thing that I want you to do is to really think about, what is your why? What is that one driving force that will keep you going even when the tough times get tough? My hope is that tonight's training stretched you to think from the inside out, to connect with your why, so that when you communicate with others, to schedule shows or to share this opportunity, whatever the conversation might be, that you're intentional and with not only coming from your why, but in addition, you'll connect to their why as well. To have conversations with people that are really genuine, very authentic, and asking, why do you want, to join this business? What would it mean to you? What would it mean to you and your family to join? How can it make a difference for you? So that's really connecting. That's that heart-to-heart conversation that really does make a difference. So I'm wishing you tremendous success, especially not only in 2015 for the entire year, but especially this month, because there's so many great programs and promotions in place. So I just wanted to wish you all great success, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast, and then I'll see if anybody has any comments or questions.